you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order.
He got problems, she got problems, only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time. And since we're in the billing office era, I think this is the last story with the billing office. Because I was going to make the manager quitting a story by itself, but that was kind of short. So I think this should be cool. Yeah, this one, it should be short. It should be short, for real, for real. Okay, anyway, so I've been working at the billing office for a while. I've been there for a good maybe year. I've been there for a good year. And in this point in time, I've seen people come, I've seen people go. But also during this time, my kid is 4. Yes, Ty is 4 and giving me pure D. Y'all, this stuff with Tyler didn't just start in teenage years. Ty has been giving me a run for my money. Woo! To the point where when I tell you it was, and when I got this job, Ty was giving the school pure D. Ooh. Ty was giving them a run for their money too. It was one specific, she wasn't a sub, assistant. I think they were calling assistants. One specific assistant that could, I want to say handle him, but understood him, and he would listen to her. But she was only in one class. So when you went to other classes, it was. And then he was smart. That was the thing that was so frustrating for the teachers and me. He was so smart. And so, but you would only use your smarts to manipulate, to create havoc, to have a comeback. Like, it was just, y'all. I need a check. I need a check. Anyway, it was so bad, which is part of this story. I kept having to leave work to go pick Tyler up. And it was so bad to the point where my boss was like, I can't keep letting you off. And she was like, bring him up here. And she was trying to bribe Tyler to be good in school, because she bought him like a football, and she bought him something else. Because I was like, can I just bring him here? On the weekends I could bring him, but during the week I couldn't, of course. And so it was like, yeah, like it, I don't know. But anyway, like we got through that spell. Right? We got through that spell. And so at this point in time, like, new people are coming in. And I don't want to be racial, but there are some Caucasian women, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, like, you have the upper hand and you use that to your advantage, especially against black women, and it's sickening. It's very sickening. Very. Like, you create an issue and then use your white woman power to play victim when you can't have your way. So there was one specific chick. She was new, and she, what are we gonna name her, honey? Ooh, irritating. Ugh, poison. Poison comes in and you're trying to make your way around. You know, those people, if you work in Cubicle Nation, those people who feel like I will go above and beyond and do whatever I need to do to be cool with the boss or bosses. I'm going to kiss butt. I'm going to bring gifts. I'm going to go the extra mile, whatever I need to do to make sure I'm in the boss good graces. So poison comes in, and of course, I don't know what it is about bosses. Like, I don't understand. If a person is doing their work, they're doing what they're supposed to do, they're showing up, leave them alone. Like, why do you feel like you need to hover, or why do you feel like you need to watch that person? Leave them alone. They're doing their job. Leave them alone. If they don't want to be friends, they don't want to hang out, like they don't want to go to lunch, leave them alone. They're doing their job. They're doing what they signed the contract to do. Come in, clock in, work, do my job efficiently, effectively, leave. Any extra is the bonus. There is nothing in my contract that says I have to go to lunch with you. I have to know about your kids. You have to know about my kids. You have to know about my life. I have to know about your husband, your girlfriend, your partner. I don't need to know none of that. I actually don't care. I don't care. Little John took 2 steps. I don't care when little John go to the next grade. I don't care. If I'm not talking to you about that, I don't want to know. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. That's me personally. Poison, on the other hand, you are going above and beyond to make sure, hey, if you need anything, call me. Hey, if you want anything, call me. Hey, I'm here to kiss your butt. Hey, I'm here to be in your anus. Hey, I'm here. It's me. Please. So you noticed, and of course, there are talks around the office. I'm a target because I'm quiet. And unfortunately, not all Caucasians, but majority, if they don't know you're too quiet, or they don't feel like they know a certain amount of things about you, they're going to watch you. They're going to pry. They're going to always be in your face. And to somebody like Poison, that is an issue because they feel like, oh, she's blocking, so let me get in good with her so I can get in good with them. Whole time, you don't even want to be good with the boss. Like, you cool with good morning if we crossing paths. I don't want any more. So, here we are. And here you're starting to come into the file office a lot. A lot. So, it's like you're coming into the file office and you'll walk into my office and then you'll say, good morning. Good morning. So me thinking the only reason you're in my door is because you need a file. Because I'm actually working. Because at this time, for whatever reason, my boss thought it was cool because what happened? They wanted the office that me and that mid-2 was in, they wanted that office. For whatever reason, I don't know. Because they moved admin 2 into a cubicle, and they moved me inside the file room. Like, they put a table and then put my computer over in a corner. So I'm in the file room now, full time. We no longer have the office. My boss moved from the receptionist area to our office. Admin 1 was in the receptionist area, and admin 2 was in a cubicle. But after a certain amount, I gave it a week. I think it was a week. Head manager was like, oh no, you need to be back up front. So after the manager quit, they were looking for a new manager. So that office became a manager's office, who ended up being, what are we gonna call her, child? Ego. Because she was cool when she was just a regular smuggler as us, but once she got the manager position, that ego flipped the script. So anyway, That you over the script. So anyway, I'm sitting in my office. So here comes Poison on a consistent basis of you saying good morning. You don't want to chart. You're just walking in saying good morning because I'm a target. Because you see the managers talking to me, especially manager one. Me and manager one are cool. Manager one doesn't have an ego problem. She cool as hell. Most of the time it's good morning. It's good morning. Ooh, no, it's another story. Most of the time it's good morning. Hey, how you doing? I'm going in my office, and again she be like, Angel, can you bring me Angel, you're not on the intercom. You're calling from your office into my door because I can hear you because we're really that close. Angel, can you give me Angel? So you see that because manager one is your head manager, not like the head manager over all the managers. Manager one is your boss. You put it like that. Manager one is your boss. Manager one is Poison's boss. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to be cool with everybody, but you're really cool with my boss, so I want that. Baby, we're only cool because I'm like right here in the proximity. And I can't dictate, I can't maneuver or make anything happen between you and manager one. I don't know why some people don't get that. You just feel like, oh no, if I become cool with them, I'm going to be cool with this person over here too. It doesn't work like that. Stupid people. It doesn't work like that. You're not going to have the same relationship that other people have with other people. You're not. You're not going to get the same response. Everybody don't want to be cool with you. And that's okay. Be cool with who want to be cool with you. Like, leave people alone though, because it be weird. Anyway, very weird. Anyway, so you're starting to come to my office a lot. And I'm starting to notice that you're coming just to talk. And so at this point in time, I have work to do, love. So it's like, do you need a file? Do you need something? Because I'm cutting you off while you're talking about your home life and about your kids for something I didn't even ask for. Like, I didn't ask to know about your home life or your kids because I don't care. So while you're standing in my door, because usually sometimes there's a line, because if somebody's behind you that need a chart, you would say, oh, we're talking. No, we're not. Girl, do you need a chart? No. Okay, go back to your desk. Like, let the other person come in so they can get what they need. They can get the file and go. So lo and behold, Christmas comes around, and at this point in time, I asked one person to buy Ty a football, because at this point in time, with Ty taking me out of work, I can't afford nothing for Christmas. Like, and as a parent, I don't think people really understand like how you feel like a fairy. I know people be like, it's just toys, but to see nothing under your tree, to know like, it's like, yeah, I have a roof, and I'm barely holding on to that because I'm constantly leaving work to come get you from school, which is cutting into my money. Like, so I asked one person, I was like, hey, if you don't mind, because I don't have anything to get my son for Christmas, can you buy him a football or a basketball? So lo and behold, he sent out an email to the whole office. And when I came in the next day, y'all, it was toys everywhere. One of the ladies in the intake, she was like, hey, can you come to my car? I went to her car, and she was like, girl, Santa came to my house last night, and he was like, hey, can you take this to Angel because I got to make some other errands? Like, the way that the people outpoured for Tyler, y'all, oh my God. Like, the stuff that you see on TV, that really happened in the office for me. I wish to God I had pictures of it. Like, when I walked to my door, like, there was gifts all around my door. There was gifts in the office. There was, people were bringing gifts. People was bringing money. Like, people had no clue, and men too did, how hard it was back then. Like, they had no clue I was struggling for rent. They had no clue I was struggling for food. I was literally just trying to do it on my own and deal with my kid. Literally just trying to make it as a single mama, just trying to make a better life for my kid. And my kid was just fighting me tooth and nail all the way. Anyway, so that happened, and that raised the energy for Poison, because it's like, oh my God, the whole office likes her, and I want that. So you started going when you would come after Christmas. When you would come to the office, you start to my office, and you would come and you would talk. And I'm saying, hey, do you want to file? Like, you need something? She would say, no. You would walk away and you would go tell my boss that I had an attitude. You did that on multiple occasions. And then not only you going to tell my boss that, you started talking to manager 2. And you start getting good and close with her. And you started saying she has an attitude problem. She be throwing charts she's always throwing charts at me. She's always rushing me. She never wants to hear me out. Nothing that you're talking about when you come into the file room has to do with work. Nothing. So there's this meeting with all the managers, because now I'm on thin ice. So before this meeting, head manager came in, and so she had a list, and she was like, Angel, I need these charts. And so I was like, okay, so you call them out, and when you call them out, I'll get them. So she starts calling out the names. So it's different buildings. So I went and got one chart, and then I threw it on the cart. And I was like, okay, what's the other one? So I'm pulling charts. So it was like 5 charts. So once I completed getting the 5 charts, I grabbed all of them and then handed them to her. So she stared at me and then left. So next, there's a meeting with all the managers. So there's manager 1, there's manager 2, manager 3. That office is empty, but they didn't include Ego because Ego is new. So you're not really a part of it. Head manager, my boss. So we're sitting there, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what's this meeting about? But we're sitting there. And so head manager was like, so this meeting is called because your boss is getting so many complaints about your attitude. And I was like, what attitude? Attitude about you in the file room, or how you don't want to be there, or when people come in, you don't say good morning, you don't want to talk. And I'm like, so I looked at my boss, because my boss did, like, she would come in and she was like, what's going on? Because people are coming up here and telling me, that you had an attitude. And I said, people are one person. Because please believe I pay attention. So I'm not stupid. Just because I'm quiet and I don't address it don't mean I didn't notice. So I'm sitting there, I was like, people are one person. And so she was like, no, it's multiple people. I said, it's multiple people? And I was like, or could it be, I said, the multiple people, I said, I bet you I can count it out. I was like, Poison. I was like, and old girl over here. And she kind of looked at me. This was before the meeting. She kind of looked at me when she had came to my office to discuss it. Because Poison had been to your desk multiple times. But the new girl, you had an attitude because... Girl, should I tell that story? You had an attitude because things that you thought was going to work out did not work out. I was a target for you. But she was black. Child, this might be a little playlist. Anyway... So my boss kind of looked at me because I called out the 2 people. Poison is coming to you multiple times because she can't have your way, and old girl. And so she was like, no, it's multiple people. And I said, I'm not doing or saying anything to anybody. I'm doing my job. I said, if they don't have a file, you're not, like, you coming in here telling me, talking BS. When I tell y'all this other story, people would come in there and talk. Like, just talk. And I'm sitting here going, get out of here. Like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know your business. Anyway, so we're sitting at the table, and so head manager was like, she was like, we've been getting a complaint. Well, excuse me, your boss has been getting complaints, and so we're starting to get complaints because manager 2, you're hanging out with Poison now. Poison has been to your house. Poison is coming over playing card games and having dinner. Oh, you didn't think I knew, but I knew. Y'all hanging out. She had made her way. So now you feel like you can flex your muscles because you cool with the managers. All y'all have been playing except manager 1. Manager 2 and head manager, y'all was playing with Poison. Y'all be back and forth at each other's house, and y'all go on shopping trips, and y'all go on trips together. Yeah, I knew. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, and I was like, the only people, again, as I told my boss, is Poison and old girl. I said, Poison, when she comes in, you're not asking for a chart, you're talking. And so head manager says, and to think what our office has done for your son during Christmas. So manager 1 and my boss kind of copped her a look, because what the, that got to do with this meeting? Because, bitch, you didn't buy shit. You didn't give shit. So what that got to do with this meeting? Hey, y'all. Mind you, again, I told y'all, after that incident, you really turned up. Right? Because it's like the whole office likes her. Because there's no way these people are going to buy a kid you've never met stuff without, liking the mom. First of all, I didn't ask the whole office. I asked one person who was sitting right here for one thing. That was his doing. So after she said that, it was quiet for a little bit. And so then she was like, even when I came in there, you threw charts at me. I said, I never threw charts at you. And so, because my boss was like, Angel. And I was like, I didn't throw charts at you. She was like, yes. When I called out a chart, you took the chart and you threw it on the cart. And I said, you had multiple charts. I said, so after I got each chart that you called out, yes, I was throwing them on the cart. I said, but when it was complete and your list was complete, how did you get the charts? Well, I mean, yeah, you did pick them up and hand them to me. So my manager was like, so she didn't throw them at you, she put them on the cart? Well, yeah, she did, put them on the cart, but it felt like she was throwing them towards me. Then there's the issue with charts being out or charts are missing. They're not in the books. They're not signed out. So you're not doing your job of making sure that the employees are signing out the charts. I said the employees are signing out the charts. No, I said, when I'm in the file room, the employees are signing out the charts. The managers are not. The employees, when I'm there, are signing out the charts. So when I'm on lunch, I can't confirm or deny that they're not doing it because somebody else has the key. And that's between 3 people. But when I'm there, the employees are signing out the charts. The managers are not. And so she was like, which manager is not signing? So manager 1 is sitting right in front of me. And so I started laughing and I closed my eyes. So manager 1 was like, girl, you can throw me under the bus. And she said, manager 1, because you wanted to be her friend too. head manager, you really wanted to be her friend too, because you would come down there all the time, because you would hear me and her talking. Again, there was no way, like, me and manager one being cool happened because y'all moved me into the file room, and I, like, there's no way I could not see her again unless her door was closed. Literally, she came in after me. She would walk in. Before she walked in her door, she would peep her head in my door and be like, good morning. And I'll be like, good morning. Like, or if she's there before me walking to my door, it's good morning. Like, I cannot see you. So that happened because y'all put me in the file room. That's how we got cool. So literally, she was like, you can throw me under the bus. She was like, it's me. She right. I don't sign on nothing. She right there. So when I need a chart, I'll be like, hey, bring me a chart. And then when I'm done, I pass it back to her. She said, nah, I'm not going to lie. There are times when I'm looking at a chart, and if my, because she was over collections, and she was like, and my people not doing what they supposed to do with the chart, she was like, she right. I don't even have them sign them. I call them to my office and be like, hey, fix this, which was true. So the chart is now going other places. And so if one other person had it, or you going to intake, or you going over here, there goes the chart. That's beyond my control. So head manager, that's all you got. Like, literally, this meeting was for that. And basically because now Poison is at your house and kissing your ass, and she's where she wants to be, but I need to make sure I got to take you down, because I don't want you to interfere with what I want with the managers. And the whole time, I don't want to be cool with the managers. I just want to do my job and go home. At this point in time, after the meeting, because you couldn't prove nothing there, it was like, just make sure you watch your attitude. Just make sure, like, you're treating people with respect that you would want, because we're getting complaints. You're not. The only person that's in your ear is Poison. And so you're still doing it. Like, you're still coming in it. You're still, like, good morning. Like, after the meeting, it was good morning. Now it's different. It's like, good morning. Nothing is going to change, because I know it's you. I know it's you. And now, when I know it's you, and I know you messing with my job and you messing with my money, at this point, I'm really not liking you. I'm really looking at you in disgust, because you manipulating the situation and you playing with my child. So anyway, that didn't work out in your favor. So you decided to leave it alone, because you're where you want to be now. So this one particular day, y'all, like, I'm working, and so a patient comes up, and a patient is in the system twice, but there's no information. Like, no information. It's like, do I make this chart? Is this patient deceased? Like, what is this? Like, it's two different, it's the same patient, two different MRNs, medical record numbers. It's two different MRNs. It's two different addresses, but it's the same patient, same date of birth, same social. But I'm looking, and it's like, what the? Like, and there's nothing from intake. Nothing. So I called one of the girls, and I'm cool with, literally, especially after my son, like, that situation, I'm pretty much cool with the whole intake. The intake was literally like 4. And then after they maneuvered, it went down to 3. And I'm cool with all of them. They're all Caucasian. Cool as hell. So I was like, hey, because I gave her a nickname, and I'm not going to call it out. Anyway, we're just going to say intake. So I called one of the girls in intake, and I was like, hey, can you pull up this patient, and you got any information about this patient? And so she put the patient in, and so she was like, no. And I was like, then how did it get to my system? She was like, And so she was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, I got 2 MRNs. And so she was like, huh? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, don't worry about it. I'll just bring the stuff, what I have, to you. And I was like, in that way, we don't have to worry about, like, going over the phone. So because every time I leave the file room, I have to lock the door. So when I left, I locked the door. So I'm walking, I walk to intake. And intake, like, is cubicles. So they're literally like this. So the intake girl, she was in the last desk. And then there was another one right across. But they were closer. So I'm sitting in the middle, and they're both like, this one is working on one MRN and this one is working on the other, and we're sitting there. I'm sitting there with the charts. So head manager, you walk by and then you backtracked and stopped and looked at me and was like, what are you doing? And I said, working. You walked away. So once you walked away, y'all, not even 5 minutes, intake girl on my right, her phone rings. She picks it up and she's talking. And so she was like, she's working. We're working. So she looks over at the other intake girl, and the other intake girl shook her head. So she hangs up the phone, and so the other intake girl was like, what's that about? And she pointed at me, and I started laughing. So not even 5 minutes after she hung up, here comes head manager and my boss. And head manager points. So my boss says, what are you doing? Working. She was like, you're sitting on the floor. I said, yes, it's a tedious process. So head manager was like, well, people need charts. And I was like, okay, y'all got a key. Open the door. So and she was like, excuse me? I said, open the door. So she was like, what? So she walks back. She was like, what are y'all working on? So intake on my left was like, we're working. And so intake on the right was like, listen, she was like, this patient is not coming up in the system as, completed as far as intake because the facility apparently messed up. This patient is the same patient, but they have 2 MRNs. It's the same social, and we're trying to figure out which building they came from. We're trying to find to make sure, because this MRN is for a different building and this MRN is for a different building, and we're trying to figure out what is going on, and she caught the mistake. Oh, okay. So my boss was like, okay. Oh, so you're working. I said, she was told that. You were told when you came and you looked. You were told on the phone. She was told that already. And at that point, that was my last straw. So the next week, here comes Poison. You're standing in the door talking. And I'm just sitting there. So I let you talk about shit I don't want to hear that's not work related. And I said, do you need a chart? No. I said, well, if you don't mind, I have work to do. You left, went straight to my boss. My boss came and was like, Angel, I'm fighting really hard to keep you. Y'all, by the end of the day, I walked up to my boss, gave her my key and my badge and said, I'm done. I left. I refused. And I knew it was a huge mistake. I had already started school and whatever too. Goodbye. It was a lot of stuff that I had dealt with, and I'm not dealing with a negative situation. I'm not dealing with nobody watching me. You're not even my motherfucking manager. We are on the same level. Ho, you a co-worker. And you think I'm about to deal with this? Absolutely not. I'm not even going to deal with it from a manager. No, thank you. I'm not dealing with a negative atmosphere. So sorry. Goodbye. So literally, after I left, admin 2, again, me and admin 2 are still friends. So admin 2 are telling me, she was like, girl, like you telling me the chaos, because I quit. Because I'm in school. Quit. Because it's like, girl, what are you doing? Like, why? Like, when I tell y'all, like, I'm stressed out, my hair falling out, because I'm dreading to come to work now. Dreading to come to work. And that's what a lot of managers don't understand. It's like, you got a good worker and you start changing the atmosphere to the point where a person don't even want to come to work no more. You need to really check yourself. Like, if they working, leave them people alone. Like, if they working, they're doing their job, leave them alone. Please.
Again, me and admin 2 are still friends, so I know what was said after I quit. Do you know that Poison, I forgot to put this in. Do you know that Poison had the audacity, the unmitigated gall to go to my boss and ask, once you found out that I quit, and say, that didn't have anything to do with me, did it? Yes, ho, it was you. It was you. And men too also told me like it was pure chaos after I quit because nobody wanted to do that. You had to find somebody who wanted to take care of that job. It was like it was a mess. And admin too was like, if y'all would have just left my friend alone, we wouldn't even be in this situation. Because admin too end up also transferring to another department. So now you out of two people. Thank you very much. Fuck you, bitch.
Like, goddamn. Anyway, but yeah. So that's the story time of she's working. Girl, I was working. But here you are. Here you are. Yeah. I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. I'll see you in the next one. And this is a series because I got 2 more stories. See you in the next one. Bye.